After the fire at the Tazreen factory and the collapse of the Rana Plaza factory, there was a lot of concern within the European Parliament about just what was happening within Bangladesh, what was happening to the safety of factory workers and, of course, their working conditions. There's been a lot of activity since then. We're now coming up to the point where the government feels it has recruited the inspectors that it promised. Some of the companies are very much engaged with actually dealing with working conditions and moving on in terms of standards.
Empowerment of women is at the center of our struggle for fair trade, for fair wages, for fair and just labor conditions, because it's mostly women who suffer from the conditions in Bangladesh and in so many other parts of the world. But at the same time, these jobs are jobs that provide women with the opportunity to have an economically more independent life.
There has been a plan, an action plan adopted, which is called the Tripartite Action Plan. So we're now looking at the implementation on the action plan, and that entails checking the factories in terms of the safety, in particular the fire safety, but also looking at some improvement together with the government of Bangladesh on labour laws.
There are some very serious issues about how we transition from this point of upgrade, dealing with the very basics of fire safety, for example. I mean, anybody can learn not to lock the doors so your workers can get out, can learn not to block exits. But the bigger issues about safety, that culture, that feeling that the workers are really engaged in delivering better products, better wages, in better conditions, still has to be met.
The European Union has had a long tradition of working with Bangladesh to improve the position of workers, especially women. And in our future program we will continue to do that with an emphasis on skills training, improving employability, making it better, giving more opportunities for women to earn a decent living, and also at the same time working on improving their possibilities to hear their voice and strengthen their position in society in general.
It is very, very necessary to raise the awareness also in the European public that every t-shirt you buy, every pullover you buy has an impact on the producers far, far away, in this case in Bangladesh, and that with our consumption habits we certainly also can influence the living and working conditions of millions of mostly people in some upcoming new economies like Bangladesh or Vietnam or Cambodia.
Only 3% of what we pay for a certain t-shirt or trousers or whatever really end up at the worker's home. The rest, 97%, goes to traders, goes to the companies, the sales, etc. So that's where our struggle is centered on the right of women to be empowered, to have an education, and to have a fair wage and economic independence.